you're a coach in 2026. Clients are not buying the way they used to. So, Kirsten, excited to be here and talking about these things with you. I've been doing coaching for a while, and seeing the way that the market has shifted, the economy has shifted, generally speaking, but especially for coaches. And we've talked in the past about the trust recession for coaches and things like that. We've got the AI market out there right now. And, is AI going to take over for coaches? So I think a lot of coaches are in the space of, what do I do to set myself apart?
Yeah.
What do I do that's different than everybody else that's actually valuable?
Yeah.
And there's the gimmicky things that you can do to set yourself apart. I'm the one that wears the polka dot shirt every time, or I'm the one that, is this crazy thing. But is there something of value that people can do to set themselves apart? And what we've seen and what we're experiencing is really some unique ways to do that for a long time just weren't accessible to most coaches.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about specifically a custom app and really what that means. I know when I got into coaching, I was really intrigued by that idea. Like, if I could have my own app with all of my stuff on it, how cool that would be. And I remember even looking into it, and it was tens of thousands of dollars. And it was going to be months and months and months to be able to have it. And what we've built is something that is so different. But today I want to talk specifically about why having a custom app is so good for coaches, and what you can do in the market that a lot of coaches aren't doing in this space. You've used a lot of different softwares, and you've used a lot of different softwares on my behalf. What's kind of been the downside to using other people's apps and other people's softwares when we're working on coaching packages?
They've worked actually pretty good up to the last, year or so. I feel like you kind of mentioned the market has started to shift. And what's hard now is everything's kind of the same. And also there's some people out there, I don't know if I'll name the name of the place, but they're doing massive price hikes. And there's a lot of people being left with a higher bill than it used to. And what I realized is I have software development background, and I would be putting all this stuff into, whatever program, and realize I could do this 10 times faster, and it would have, 30 more features than this has, and it wouldn't take me that long to make. And I think those are two of the biggest payoffs for having it be custom is, one, if you're launching a brand new program and you want a tracker incorporated into it, or you want custom metrics, like you want to know a little bit more about your clients, you can build in more analytics, you can build in client-facing benefits. Like if you want to have a course with like a community built right into the course, and then also in the community, there's like metrics every day to keep people engaged, streaks, stuff like that. That's a huge benefit. Is anything that you can imagine, we can build. And then the other thing is the time that it can take to upload stuff. A lot of these builders out there for courses or for facilitation of coaching packages are kind of clunky, and they were built for the general coach, or sometimes it's not even coaching, just the general person that might use that software. And also they were built a long time ago. And so then as we evolve, they have to build on top of old code. And with custom, you can kind of be a little bit more modular and be a little bit more scrappy and agile in the way that you move forward with stuff.
100%. I think going back and remembering my own experience, and try not to name too many names, but there's a lot of community type softwares out there. And there's also softwares out there that are specific to courses. And there are ones that are specific to calendar integrations, all the different pieces that can fit together. But that was kind of my experience, is all of a sudden I had 19 different softwares, each with their own cost, and trying to make them all talk to each other. And then if one has an upgrade or an update, what is that going to do to everything else? And it's just this constant domino effect. And the biggest deal with this is that I'm spending my time doing that and not coaching. And so when people are working with us, not only do we take care of so much of that for them, but we make that process so seamless in this one space that they're able to really maximize their amount of time that they're with clients, and then make that journey for their clients so much different. So I completely agree with that. One of the coolest things for me has been the ways that this can be customized. Because again, for a long time in some of these other softwares, it would be like, oh, cool, I can add in my own colors, or I can add in my own logo. And that was kind of the extent of the quote unquote customization that came with a lot of these things. And now when we're working with clients, they're saying, I want a button right here that does this, or I would really like to integrate this feature into my coaching practice, or I want, this reminder to pop up on the dashboard every day for whatever thing. And we can do that so easy for them. And that's really where a lot of the power comes in for these coaches, is that their personality comes through. And, we've talked for a long time in marketing with coaches, your personality is your marketing.
Yeah.
Your story is the marketing arm to cut through the noise of everything else that's going on. So when you can create an app that does that same thing, that's a really powerful tool for what you're doing there. Now, we can clearly see in this video, I'm a little bit older than you. And I've been through some iterations of technology that I can look back on now and see the resistance to some of those things. So I remember something as simple as I grew up with a home phone. And I remember the conversation with my parents of like, why would we ever get a cell phone? We have a home phone. I don't want to be talking to people when I'm not at home. I'm just going to keep this. But inevitably, we move forward. At work, it was this idea of, I've got a fax machine. And why would I ever need email when they can just fax me the information?
Yeah.
Then it was websites. And why I don't need a website, they can just call me on my cell phone. Well, now this is kind of the next iteration, I think, with these custom apps, is a lot of people offer that kind of software that everybody else has. And I'm sure you've seen the same thing. Like you log on to their custom thing, and it's like, oh, clearly this is this person's, program or whatever that it is.
Yeah, and broken.
And broken.
I feel like they're always, all the white labeled ones are always broken.
100%. Yeah. But the whole idea behind this being right now, in this day and age, there's an opportunity to be an early adopter and to really set yourself apart as a coach, where in the past it was you had to be really well funded, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you had to have years and years in the bank to be able to build some of these things for yourself. Now it's something that we can deliver in 2-3 weeks, completely built, completely custom, and for, like I said, just pennies on the dollar to what it was before. So I don't know. I've loved that aspect of this as well for the people that we've been working with, and for myself in the men that I coach, that we have this customization that so many don't have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess the last thing to talk about with this is, how does this tech work if you do have other softwares that you're using, if you do have a CRM system, or if you do have a payment integration or some of these things that you want to stick with what they have, is it possible to still marry this app with other things? Because people do have a lot of stuff built out. They've got courses built out in places. They've got email campaigns built out in places. Is it possible to use this and have a custom puzzle piece that fits in the middle of all that stuff?
Yeah, depending on the software, we can do integrations with some programs. It just is kind of on a case-by-case basis. But if you're using CoachGrid, then everything fits right together.
Well, yeah, that's the great thing with what we're doing is we have all the integrations for the CRM and all that stuff as well. But I'd imagine that's one of the, if anybody's watching this and they're thinking, well, this sounds really great, and I'd love to have a custom app, but do I have to redo everything that I've done so far? And we do have the ability to either import or integrate with a lot of different softwares that are out there, and especially some of the more popular ones. I know there's, crazy one-off situations where that's not the case, but more often than not, we're able to take things that coaches have already built and very easily incorporate that in. Some of the people we've worked with have even said, like, all right, here's from a year ago when we were trying to do this same thing and it didn't work because it cost so much and this, but they have all the stuff already, ready, and they've got it in their head. I know for myself, for years, I had it in my brain exactly what I wanted the app to look like, what I wanted it to do. It just wasn't a reality until more recently. So Any last things in this video about the custom app and kind of avoiding the tech overwhelm in that for you? Like, what's been your experience as you've been working with coaches as we've been doing this for them?
I think the biggest thing is just the flexibility. And we talk a lot about do one thing and do it well, but some people just really don't want to. They want to do 10 things or 20 even. And with this, it creates a really cohesive and simple way to bring all your different offers together in a way that feels natural to your client, because we can build it around exactly who you are and how you work. So,
well, thank you for being with us today. If you want a custom app, if you're interested in doing this, you can find us on Instagram at Coach Grid or go to coachgrid.com to learn more and set up a call.